All right, so as we're shading, there's a lot of like adding with the charcoal, blending it with your blending stump, using the eraser to come back and add highlights. So right here, this is our cheekbone. We want to keep this pretty much as bright as possible. The highlight in there. You can use the pencil to redefine the orbital socket. Sometimes there's like little lines, little creases and divots in there. And then being the cheekbone right here, I use the stump to kind of blend out and then continue it back up. This kind of loops around, and then now we fade it. It's kind of like an ombre. It starts off more concentrated, and then we're coming in and just fading it out. Fading it out. Now we want to come back and define it. So I'm using the sharp point, so this kind of more flat. I can rotate it and use more of the pointy end of my charcoal pencil. And I'm not really doing a harsh outline yet. I just want to make this cheekbone stand out a little bit more. And then this is what our cheekbone connects to the side of our skull, and that's what our jaw connects to up here. Now, if you're left-handed, you'll be doing the opposite. You'll be shading this side if you're left-handed. I am right-handed. I don't want to smear this info. And then I'm able to come back in. I'm using one side for charcoal and another side for graphite, so make sure you're using the right side. Your blending stumps are just pointed on one end, but you can use some sandpaper to clean them. Don't unfurl your blending stumps. They'll just become like a roll of hot paper mess. Okay, so I'm just kind of coming in, shading. And it's okay to leave some like kind of white info area. I'm just gonna create a little bit more of a shadow. Charcoal can get dark real fast. So there's a fine line between adding too much charcoal and not enough. Now I'm going to upload some pictures of beaver skulls and coyote skulls and some fake human ones, cow skulls, and you guys get to pick what skull you want to do using charcoal or graphite. All right, I'm going to leave kind of some little streak marks. I'm not going to really blend those out too much. Kind of coming in and shading it. This skull has a lot of like tight little areas. It's probably best to use the blending stump and not quite your finger to blend. They have like these weird little like kind of plate things. This will be more of a highlight. I'm not going to start on this side until I'm fully done with the non-dominant side. Okay guys, now teeth. Ooh, teeth can go south real quick. So you want to make sure when you do the teeth that you're not going to keep them this like M shape. You're going to actually make them more triangular at the root of the teeth. So don't do anything on this side. I'm going to help shade out my harsh charcoal lines. Kind of create a neat little texture. Bringing that up, and I'm kind of shading to the curvature of the skull. Now, there's a little dark gap inside the teeth, so I'm going to probably start with that. Just lightly outline them, and then use mostly the blending stump to soften them and fade it. That blending stump is going to be your best friend with charcoal. You can mix charcoal and graphite together, you know, so if you don't like the bloom waxiness of the Prisma, you can absolutely use charcoal. Now my hand is resting on the negative space on the paper. We're going to do kind of a darker outline. And some people like shade the skull sockets like solid black, but really, if you look at your models in front of you, you can tell that you can see inside them. And there's some bone plates that help support your eye socket. I'm just kind of coming back in and touching up. So I'm working on one eye socket and then I'm coming back and working on the other one to kind of make them a little bit more symmetrical.
Well, that was to make your pencil sharper.
No, it dulls it. And then we have these like little bony plate, little holes right there. On that one too. So I kind of left this like little white outline. It's almost like a little picky nose.
Too much. You didn't hear anything.
Now I'm coming in with the blending stump. So I'm adding with the charcoal pencil and then I'm blending and kind of smoothing out with the Stumpy. And you may hear like a little squeak, squeak, squeak sound. So you should do a little bit more like almost like tap, tap, taps. Now, I love like color pastels and my beaver skull came in as well that's over there. So for my remote learners, I will upload that picture.